penetrator, I did hit the record button before you even say
Oh, you gotta ruin the joke.
I did. I don't want you or any of my guests bringing up the joke before I can bring up the joke.
Did you put it in the card?
That's so stupid. That is so stupid.
Did you, though?
Yes, the card is in there.
Just making sure.
Everything's locked in.
All right, there we go.
By the way, people, welcome to the Patty Bandwagon Show, episode 25.
25.
The big 25. 25 has it's etched in my memory.
Yeah, a quarter century. That's pretty good.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Oh, what is that?
It has to do with our guests that are here.
Oh, okay. I'm lost on that one.
Okay. So just to let our listeners know, we're thinking outside the box with our guests today. Last week, we had our first female. This week, they're a little bit younger, probably a little bit hipper in the know.
There's two of them.
There are two of them, and that's why this is going to be dangerous.
It's our first show with two.
But before I introduce them, the one inspired me to do one of our episodes.
Oh, awesome.
She listened to a podcast called The Hate Journals. So
Is
if
that
you
the
are
intro?
ever curious why we did that show and how I would know something about that.
Oh, awesome. Well, that's good. It's keeping us in the know, I guess.
Yeah.
We got some hate mail with that.
We
too,
got some
so.
hate mail from the Hate Journals on that. Maddie, did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, we got some hate mail from the Hate Journals based on that. Our first rating was from the Hate Journals
Oh, wow.
listeners.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm talking to Maddie Hewlett,
Hello.
the creator of Hewlett Hair.
Hello, thank you.
Is it Hewlett or Hewitt?
It's Hewlett, like Hewlett Packard.
Oh, okay.
Hewlett
okay.
like Hewlett Packard.
Mhm.
I was a piece of her growth into Hewlett Hair.
Yeah.
There were a lot of other people that got involved
Oh,
because of where you work
Yes.
on your side job.
Yes, yeah, you helped me out a lot.
I am blessed with getting her started on a career that's going to be way greater than ours.
Oh, what, hair cutting?
Yeah. Everyone's in the salon business.
I know. I want to see if you know anything about hairstyling.
Well, okay, but before you ask
I
me
doubt it.
what I do with hair,
Okay.
what do you do with hair?
So I do hair behind the chair in Reno, Nevada, and I also specialize in weddings. So I work for an agency based in Livermore, California. It's called Status Salon Agency. So I do weddings in California and weddings in Reno, Tahoe, and I'd like to say that's really what I specialize in most is weddings.
Do you do guys' haircuts?
I do. I love cutting men's hair.
You do.
I love it.
So
have you ever cut Jesse's?
No.
Jpaddy's hair?
No, I cut my own hair penetrator.
Would Jesse let me cut his hair if
No.
he had hair?
No, there's no. That's a big if.
Okay.
When you look at the penetrator,
Yes.
how's his haircut?
I think it looks great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what's wrong with my hair?
Well, I'm just curious, in your professional opinion, like, is the fade right?
I feel like you could go shorter on the fade.
Well, I get my hair cut tomorrow. I get it cut every 3 weeks. So
Okay,
this
every 3
is-
weeks. So
every
yeah, that's
3
definitely
weeks.
grown out.
Yeah.
How short do you go?
I think it's a number 2 to a number 3,
Yeah.
and then up. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. No, I love cutting men's hair.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I feel like since Maddie's a guest on the show, like you have to go see her.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah.
Well,
We're trying to build our clientele.
now
so
let's
obviously.
introduce.
Based on
this next one.
now that we're talking about clientele, we did bring in a client of Maddie's.
We did.
Natalie
Lovely
Howell.
client.
Hello, that is me.
That is,
Nat.
or
Nat.
like
Yeah, we can
what
call
I
her
like
Nat.
to call her is Nat.
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 She hates that.
So to answer your question, I don't know, but word might get out, and
Mm-hmm.
then my regular hairdresser would probably cut my throat.
Maybe.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
My personal opinion on that though is if you lose a client and they want to go to someone else, it shouldn't be about, like, it's not your fault that you lost a client. The client might just find something better with someone else. So I don't think it should ever be an issue.
Okay.
Like, Natalie's mom's a hairstylist, and she goes to her mom and she
Yeah,
goes to me.
I was just about to bring that up.
So I don't ever feel like that should be a big issue, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't know.
I did feel like I cheated on my mom a little bit when I went to see Maddie, and then
It's a weird feeling, yeah.
I'm like, oh, don't tell Maddie. My mom cut my hair. Oh, don't tell my mom that Maddie cut my hair.
See, I've had the same hairdresser since I was 12.
I love that.
And then I got my hair cut twice by somebody else, and they cut my ear.
Oh God.
Both times?
I've
Like
cut-
they did it once
No.
and you went back?
No, they did it like they did an okay job, and then I went back, and then she cut my ear. So I was like, she was like, ooh. And I was like,
Ooh.
felt the blood coming
Oh
down.
my
like,
God,
it
that
was
was a
that
good
bad.
one. Jesus.
Yeah, and I was like, nope, that's it.
No,
So
that's not
you-
that's not good.
These are real people problems. Jpaddy.
Yeah, I've cut my ear.
Right.
When I have.
You've cut yourself a couple times. I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Imagine
You've noticed, Natalie.
I don't notice anything.
Oh.
you've never noticed
Jesse.
my. It's Jpaddy.
Gee.
For this to keep going, this is Jpaddy.
Right.
Did I?
Sorry, I know you on a personal level, not your celebrity name. Sorry.
We're gonna get more into
Yeah,
that.
we'll definitely get
So
into that.
Natalie, you're here with us.
I am here.
As a client.
Yes.
What has Maddie done for you?
Lots and lots of extensions because I can't stand my real hair.
Okay.
So she kicks some ass with extensions for sure.
Thanks, man.
And she's colored my hair multiple times. Unfortunately, my hair does not hold color, which you've come to notice, but she kills it. And it lasts for a few weeks.
She kills your hair?
In a good way. In a good
Oh,
way.
okay.
I know you can kill
I've
your
never.
hair.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Okay,
you
so
shouldn't be
I
doing
have.
that.
I've been to hairstylists because I've cheated on Maddie and my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
I didn't know this show was gonna go
I
into
know.
how everyone's cheating on each other.
Just hairstylists.
It's a personal relationship.
I've
really
gone
is.
to other people, and I definitely. Oh, why is that picture up? Okay. Anyways,
going.
I have definitely. I've
was
definitely been
perfect.
like, ooh, that's not good. I don't really like that. But honestly, and not just because Maddie is one of my best friends, but because I've gone to Maddie with my hair, I've never left the salon and been like, ooh, I don't like it. Like, I always
Well,
feel really good when Maddie does my
the
hair.
cool thing about like me too, and just
The cool
self
thing about
promotion
me-
is
This is
I.
your show, Maddie.
Oh, thanks. So I tell all my clients when they leave that if they see anything or feel anything that's like off or just not right, to just tell me, because I'm never going to grow as an artist if I don't know what I did wrong. I don't want anyone to feel like they need to not see me again and just go somewhere else because I can fix it and I know exactly what I did.
Well, and that's the thing about you too, is like you're not intimidating at all to talk to. Where other hairstylists I've gone to, I'm like, I physically, like, I'm watching them mess up and I'm like, don't do it. But I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, no,
But
you
when
need to
I
say
know,
something.
that's why I'm just going to go to you because
Thanks.
I've learned my lesson.
So you would say something to Maddie.
Oh,
if
for
she was
sure.
like- you're like, ugh.
I'd be like, don't
fuck?
you
Oh, what the
dare take that another inch shorter. I will end you.
It's like an everyday thing. Don't go shorter. Don't go shorter. Don't go shorter.
So it is okay to let your friends do your hair.
Yeah.
100%. If they're good.
Well,
they're
if they're
good.
And Maddie's
professional.
Maddie is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, definitely professional. Please don't let your friend
Like,
dye your
hey,
hair in
do you
your
want to come
freaking bathroom.
over? I'll get this cool box dye
God,
from Walmart.
no.
It's fine. Your hair will be.
You guys
all
learning
on the ground.
anything?
Don't use
much.
box color.
Don't use box
Don't
color.
do it. That's like
I'm not a hairstylist.
Could I use that
but
on my
I'm-
bald head? And would it wash out nice?
It probably burned the crap out of you.
yeah. It
Let's
depends on
try
how
it.
long you
Should
have
we
on.
try it?
Oh, that's a
Let's
good
try
idea.
it.
We'll think about that for the future.
We
We'll see how this episode
Right.
goes.
Oh, okay.
We could bleach
okay.
your beard. That
dude.
would look cool.
I have actually bleached a beard. I have bleached a beard and I made it a red, white, and blue
I
for
remember
July
that.
for yeah.
Perfect. And he could grow out his hair so you could cut it down.
I love
Can he
that.
grow
And the
out his
eyebrows
hair?
and everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Me and the penetrator.
That's
Yes.
an
Whenever
interesting
we
thing
have
to say.
a-
Yes.
You got to listen to this show more, Nat.
I genuinely
That's how we
like
speak to
Sorry.
each other.
Yes.
I just see you as the penetrator now.
Oh, it should be.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do. But anyway, so whenever me and the penetrator have an issue and he wants to make a bet with me, like you've listened to the show, the guy's a degenerate gambler. He wants to bet on everything.
But he gambles with like
$2.
coins. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found this penny on the street. I'm gonna go gamble.
Yeah.
Bingo. That's exactly how he is. But anyway, when we have a bet, he's always trying to bet me to grow my party on the sides out.
Oh no!
The hair on the sides.
Don't do
No,
that
don't.
to Jesse.
Like,
I mean,
wait, but, like,
Jpaddy.
Is it cul-de-sac-y?
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's full.
So
full
if
on
I
glisten.
were to grow out my hair,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to try to describe this to the listeners on as well. I have what the penetrator calls as a happy patch right up front. Now,
thing.
we don't know how well developed the happy patch will come out now because it's been years.
It's been a long time.
But back in the day, I developed power alleys, which are
Power alleys.
So
I'm
if you
gonna use
picture
that.
a
Oh my
bald
God.
man
Right.
who has the party on the sides all around, I had an island on the front of my forehead.
That's nice. You should just
And
spike
then-
it.
My balding pattern went around the island.
Yeah.
So I still had some hair here.
Right.
And it went back. I had the party on the sides, and I had the happy patch. So before I really believed my balding, I tried to grow it out. I thought I looked sick. Like I had a
I remember seeing a picture
Yes.
of your hair, and you looked like young Justin Timberlake.
I did.
Wow.
You really did. It
so-
was like curly and
I did not see this picture.
I was told it.
Bring it up. Bring
I
it up.
can't do it. I was told at work during my first couple weeks there, oh, look at the Luke Perry look-alike. Because I had big sideburns, and I had the pigeon, or the, I don't know how to describe the pointy head with like just the hair on top. I don't know. So anyway.
A cockatoo.
Cockatoo.
yeah, I was
There
like
it
a
is.
pigeon. I'm not understanding.
Or
Edit.
quail. Or quail. Whatever you do.
That could be
yeah,
an edit.
Yeah, quail might work better.
Yeah.
But
of
anyway,
course.
that's why,
Yeah. Any bet that I know that I'm gonna win that I don't want him to go through, that's the bet.
but you will never get me to grow my hair.
Yeah,
out on the
see.
sides.
You don't know how many times
There'll
this
never
dude
be
is-
that bet.
is supposed to grow out from here. So
Yeah.
I never made that bet.
you've lost a couple.
Not with that bet. I've
Yes,
never
yes.
made that bet.
Okay, but I don't want to compliment you too much because that's just not what I do. But
No, it's not.
it's not. I know this might weird you out, but just be grateful that you actually look good as a bald man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
I mean, like, if I saw you with hair, I would be totally creeped
Yeah,
out.
I think so
I would
too.
be like, ooh.
It would be weird.
It would be so weird.
Yeah.
So
It's
if
good
this
thing you have
show
the
gets
beard.
successful enough, I'll
no, he won't.
get the hair taken off my back and have a.
Can we?
Disgusting.
Oh my God. No.
Wow.
Can we get like
Okay.
a listener count for
you-
you to grow out your hair?
Would you cut?
I will-
that
I'll
hair for
ignore
him?
No. Oh no.
You don't know what I.
You just walk into
cut.
Bosley with like
Oh my God.
get like a Tupperware full of your back hair.
And just
And
glue
just
it
say,
on.
Can you put this on my head, please?
So you went through Paul. You went through Paul Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Did they talk about hair replacement?
Not that I can remember. No,
Not
but
dealing with
but
hair
like now
replacement?
now
I think
actually
it's
being
transplant. It's the word.
Whatever you want to
Can
call
you
it.
can you transplant from human to human?
I mean
Could you take his back
extension.
hair and put it on Jpaddy?
That's how successful we're gonna get.
No, they
His hair's a
didn't,
little more curly.
they didn't really touch on that I can
Nobody will
remember.
know.
But being out in the industry a lot more, you start to find those little services that you can provide. Rather than hair cutting and coloring, you can
Massages.
I mean, no, but like more hair like services like extensions would be kind of like a specialty service that I don't think most hairstylists would think of.
Okay.
And so things like doing the caps, I guess. What did you call them? I'm like drawing a blank. Like
well, I called it hair replacement.
yeah, like a hair
Well,
replacement
I said
cap.
transplant.
It's a thing, and I actually
It's a
know a lot of
plug.
people who do them, and so
Mhm.
it's out there.
Guys?
It's just yeah.
Yeah, I knew a guy at
Are you
work
getting ideas?
no.
got it. But
I think
but you
that's
take
so.
it, but you take
wrong.
it from your head here
Yeah, 'cause
Or-
that's where
that's
most
or-
because it never goes bald,
Right.
and then they put it up here. But the thing is he did it when he was a little early, so he put it up front to try to get rid of the receding hairline, and then it started.
Do I know this person?
No,
Oh, damn it.
Like I
I'm
want
like,
to.
you could have fooled me.
oh yeah, he
Great
left a long time
transplant.
ago.
Or just hair from a store rather than your own hair.
What?
Natalie is
Like
trying.
extensions, like you buy extensions from a
Oh,
store, you
okay.
buy a hair cap from a store.
Sorry.
Just glue
I just
it
thought of Target.
Honestly. I just think of Target.
It's like you can't buy hair. Sorry.
so we're looking at a picture
And I don't
of a
know.
It's an
local
amazing-
establishment.
know why we're looking at it. Either.
Well, because this is the place where we all met at this local retail establishment.
yes.
And Maddie, this is where you've gotten your start because of
Yeah.
all the clients that you have gotten from those
Yeah.
four walls.
Those four walls, that little boxes, I tell everyone that
The
I'm
little
stuck in my
box.
little box off to the right. No, that place has been amazing to get clientele. It's insane.
Penetrator.
Yes.
I need to explain to you the story of how I had the great opportunity of working with these two.
Okay, I want to hear
Best
the story.
Great
day of
opportunity.
his life.
Like the best opportunity.
Well, it was ups and downs like a roller coaster, of course.
It was.
It's like a roller coaster of love.
Oh.
During my tenure at that box, at that
Honestly.
big box store.
Little box.
At the big
Didn't
box.
they shrink it when you came in?
No. It's
Yes. Yes,
in
Maddie.
the bid.
I was a sales supervisor. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the hours I put in?
Yeah, you were
and-
slanging TVs.
Slanging.
That's right.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you want a TV for $250? I gotta sell it right now, but
No
you gotta get a
problem.
2-year warranty on it. I was
2-year
like,
warranty.
sold.
Yes.
Get that
Walked out with a
warranty.
TV when I was going in for meat.
Correct.
Yeah, and you're like, I have 2 TVs. Where am I gonna put this?
Exactly. That's what happened. So yes.
First of all, I'm not that kind of salesman.
You're not that good either. I gave you way too much credit.
Because I don't jam things down people's throats. But anyway.
Yeah.
So during this tenure, I worked in the elusive part. You can laugh in the mic.
Oh my.
So
You better not edit that out.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm going to just take.
Okay.
woo!
So I was in this area where if you're overseeing this area, you're supposed to get promoted. Long story short, I didn't get promoted, right? It was 2 years. Worked 2 years in this area. So I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, this is stupid. I might quit. Like, I was a little perturbed because I didn't get an interview for a promotion.
Okay.
But then something comes up.
Something extraordinary.
Something extraordinary. In that small box called the photo center, they had to move one of the employees because they took away the position at a certain pay rate, which meant the photo lab became available
For a soup.
for a supervisor. I'm looking at it as, you know what? I'm going to get Monday through Friday. I'm going to pretty much
Yeah, and
have
he got it.
all control. Let's slow down.
All control until you met me.
I'm going to be in an
Trying to build it
area.
up. Thank you.
I'm going to be in an area where the employees look really nice.
I can't deny that.
They look really nice.
Uh-huh.
I was completely wrong. But I was like, yeah, I'm going to get my life balance back.
Okay.
We've talked about life balance in previous episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to be able to go back to school. I won't get random phone calls at all hours of the night. Yeah, it's going to be smooth sailing. I'm going to go off into the sunset. And
well, you did.
when we get to that point. So
Okay.
I find out I'm getting promoted to this. Well, yeah, I felt like it was a promotion. I got promoted to the photo lab.
Awesome.
Worst
Congratulations.
day of my life.
When I walked in the first day,
And they know you, right?
they knew.
No.
Natalie here did not know me.
No, that's
I didn't
not
know
true.
Jesse.
I had been in the
Jpaddy
photo
either.
lab for
Jpaddy.
I think I'd been in the photo lab for about a year or almost a year before, maybe even longer. I don't even know, before he actually got the position. So I had never had a conversation with him, but we literally worked side by side because sales and
And,
photo are
ooh.
right next to each other. And I thought he was the worst. I was like, this guy is so rude and snappy and arrogant.
Yeah.
I was right. That's all.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
First of
So-
all, whoa.
Okay, well,
So I walk in.
we've blossomed into a great
No,
friendship.
we're gonna build. We're gonna build to that.
Okay.
That's how this show works.
Sorry, we're building.
We're building to it. So I walk in. The photo lab has a chair for the employees to work.
Where
at
we
their
colored.
desk.
Yeah.
We colored.
Colored hair?
No, no,
Of-
no.
No, if only.
I remember working holidays and I'd make whoever little Christmas cards. It's real slow.
Like real coloring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I printed.
real
So I
coloring.
actually had
Okay.
printouts of inappropriate coloring books. So they'd say very inappropriate words, and I'd color in those words.
So
Yeah,
of
it was-
course,
Okay.
Natalie did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maddie doesn't do that.
No.
I mean,
no, not at all.
Natalie's
I think I
definitely helped
left-
me out a little bit.
Yeah, I
like,
think I left some
yeah.
coloring.
You
books.
probably hit him somewhere.
Oh, they're still there.
No, I think.
I told you this episode was going to be like
Yeah,
herding cats.
you're losing them.
So anyway, this lab was huge. It had desks for employees to work at. You could get around pretty easy. No one ran into each other because they're trying to rush around or anything
Yeah.
like
Plus,
that.
we had 2 printers.
Oh,
They
true.
had 2 printers.
Okay.
So corporate, they decide
Yeah.
photo labs need to be a little bit smaller because they
They're
technically photo labs weren't offering the same amount of services that when Natalie first started over there. And
Big bummer.
big bummer. So
Like I was processing film when I first started, and
Wha-
that disappeared.
One of my first
Yeah.
promises to Natalie and the first team that I worked with there was I'm going to fight to keep the lab from changing.
I love that he laughs and he wasn't even working there. He knows exactly what happened.
The lab changed before you got in there.
No, Natalie. It
I
did
wasn't even
not.
in the lab, and I know
So-
that it wasn't.
Who are you gonna fight?
Well,
Me. No, just kidding.
when I first walked in there, the 3 employees I had to speak with, I'm like, hey, it's working in here. Like, I've never heard any complaints about the photo lab. Of course, during Christmas, I would take a general complaint, but I wouldn't take it seriously because it's Christmas and people are assholes.
Oh
and,
my god!
And we're doing 20,000 prints a day.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I was like,
Hell
you guys,
yeah.
I want you to teach me,
I taught
obviously,
you.
how to do the functions of a photo lab. So eventually I get to a point where I felt like I managed it.
Oh.
That was my reasoning.
So you guys taught your supervisor how to do his job?
Natalie
All the time.
taught-
Maddie,
did.
Okay.
Maddie, you
Natalie-
taught me
She
some
showed
things
up
too.
later.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm trying
so
to get there, guys.
Oh my gosh. Build, Maddie.
So
Let him build.
I try to make the promise that there's not going to be many changes in the photo lab.
Okay.
A week and a half later, I get an email that the lab's going to get smaller. It's not just going to go like a quarter of it. It was like half.
It was unbelievable. I seriously, just from working in there for, I seriously can't remember the timeline, but it was either a few years or a year. I was so used to it that I was actually running into things, like shoulder checking things, because I was so used to the space.
Yeah, you didn't have to look. You
Yeah,
just were
and I
zipping
remember
around.
the first thing I did, I wanted to cry. I didn't, but I wanted to.
I think she did.
I think I did, actually.
She cried.
I think I'm really emotional. But I remember just opening a drawer, like a drawer that never had anything anywhere near it, and it hit the wall.
You
and
couldn't even open the drawers?
Not although it would hit
It
them.
was tight.
Oh,
It's
nice.
so
And
tight, yeah.
I lost it.
Well, and to come into that, and you have a new supervisor in a new space, like
Well, and new
Yeah.
printer. They got
Yeah.
rid of. We had these 2 printers. One held 4 canisters. The other had 2. It's not really important. It meant you could
Lot more
keep
labor.
every
A lot
single
more labor.
size
Yeah.
and every texture of paper in all at once. You never had to change them out. And then we get this teeny tiny little printer from a company that I refuse to buy anything from. Yeah, it's horrible. So, anyways, it was
They might
rough.
be a sponsor one
I
day.
don't.
I doubt it.
Yeah, right.
So while
was mad.
Natalie,
Is it
Long story
Hewlett Packard?
It's not.
it would be quality if it was.
It would.
During this time frame, out of the 3 employees, one decides to leave. Didn't love my management style.
Oh, she did not.
She decided to move on.
I would.
I almost did.
I'm glad she did.
She
so.
almost did.
I was
Natalie was very close.
Okay. So close.
Yeah, but then she realized how cool I am.
Debatable. I realized that he's like putty in my hands and I can boss him around. Unfortunately, I didn't get the pay for it, which I should have, but it was really nice bossing him around.
So
Okay.
See how he moved
as
on
she's
so
trying
quickly.
to dictate the conversation towards herself,
Mm-hmm.
I brought in Maddie.
Can we take a second? Can I tell everyone how you were able to make that decision so well?
Because I was like, hire Maddie.
Do you
or I
remember
quit.
that?
Remember you saying that?
Yeah.
No. Do you remember that story? There was a posting put up for the photo lab because someone had left, and I was ready for a change too, and so I put in for the posting, and there had been, probably a week or 2 that I was badgering Jesse, like, okay, when are we going to find out? When am I having? Jpaddy. When are we going to find out? When are we going to interview? Like, I really want this job. Well, then just randomly, one probably Saturday, Sunday,
I'm enjoying my day off.
Jpaddy is enjoying his day off at Starbucks, and my grandmother and I go to Starbucks, the exact same Starbucks that day. And of course, I've told my family that I really want to work in the photo lab.
I remember this now.
Wow.
And
This is coming back to
if you know my grandmother, you know that she does not care what she says. And she goes, and I said, oh, that might be my boss. Like, oh,
If I get this job.
if I get this
hint,
job,
hint.
like, oh, that might be him. She just walks up to him and says,
Are you going to hire my granddaughter?
Give my granddaughter the job.
And then, but at the same time, I'm like, you better hire Maddie or I am out of here.
Yeah. So
You had
I
no
feel like you had a
choice.
few people just kind of.
Wow.
He
You
had no
Direction.
choice.
folded like an origami.
You really. I mean, I don't know who else put in for it, but I feel
remember
like you
exactly
didn't have,
who did.
I feel like you didn't have any other candidates that were really. as
I
nice
had
as you
one
said.
other. They're not here in the room.
I don't remember.
I don't either. That was too
We'll
long
talk
ago.
about it after I hit
okay.
stop on this.
But I mean, needless to say, like it was me.
So,
It was
It's
me.
gonna be me.
so after Maddie and her grandmother leave, I remember I'm sitting there with my mom.
Oh, your mom was there too.
It was a family event.
It really was.
And my mom's giggling. And she's all, "Do you get that often?" I'm all, "No." This was a first.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never had someone politic for someone to get a position
Yeah.
outside of
Yeah.
work like
Yeah.
that.
It's a regular.
But anyway, she became my favorite member. Her grandmother.
Oh,
became
I thought you were saying my favorite. Boy, I was about to throw hands. Whoa.
after the fact, because then she'd always say, she'd come up to the counter, say hi to Maddie. "Hi, Jesse."
We love Nana.
Kind of like wink at you. Like,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I got her
Yeah.
the job.
Wow.
You're just a
Yeah.
pushover.
Yeah, really.
Sounds about right.
So that first Christmas with these two,
He almost died.
I did.
I almost murdered him.
Remember when I said I thought I was going to greener pastures?
Yeah.
That was the most stressful Christmas I've ever had.
That was
I
the most
warned
stressful
him.
Christmas
I was
for
like,
me.
I was like, you cannot handle this. Keep in mind, I did not like him.
Uh-huh.
Technically, I didn't really know him that well, but I knew how he operated, and I didn't like the way he operated. Plus,
Well-
I didn't like change, and things were changing, and too much was changing. Don't dance. He's dancing. Don't dance.
I'm all about change.
Yeah. Well,
I
I,
know, I
like
am
it
too.
now, but it at the time.
Let
Anyways,
me-
I warned him. I was like, you have no idea what it's like during
Yeah.
Christmas.
Let me take a second too to say that, like, as much as you were the supervisor over there, I came in there and Natalie, and I'm gonna say Ashley too because she knows how
Yeah,
much I love
Ashley's
her and how
amazing.
amazing she is.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew every inch of that lab. And yes, you're the
I'm
supervisor.
not
We
gonna
gotta
argue
respect
with
that.
any
But
of these
like,
points.
Natalie and Ashley kicked butt over there, and they, I think, just really taught us so much. And I remember,
No.
no, I seriously remember a time though that I was standing there, and I pissed Natalie off some way or the next. I don't know. I did something.
Really?
I think I put the tags on the papers wrong, and you went off.
Did I?
Yeah, and
Oh.
I was like, oh my god. Okay.
And this is where I should have kicked in and told you to shut up.
No, but
It
hey,
wouldn't have
okay.
worked.
Can we be honest though now? You watch how that lab is running right now with someone who else works there.
See,
still.
I taught her everything she knows.
taught
And
me
Ashley.
everything I know.
Ashley is
Everything
very
I still need to
sweet
know.
and patient, and I'm very much do this
Hold on.
or I'll kill you. What? Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes, I'm holding.
Ashley, as far as the technical sides of that lab,
Oh my god, that girl.
no one competes with her. Not
No.
even you.
No. I agree.
And
I feel
like
like-
the creativity too,
Mm-hmm.
and the insurance that everything was gonna be organized.
Well, and yeah, she would make these little crafts out of nothing.
Oh, I still do that.
To
You gotta see.
organize our space, and I'm like, where did you get this? Oh, I just did it. What? Love her. I love her.
Wow. You got outshined.
Here's the deal.
Everyone outshined. Like
everyone in the lab had their own traits for the
Oh,
lab,
okay.
and I
Too
feel like
nice.
Jesse brought some stuff
Penetrator.
too.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, I was there.
Show his face.
I
He
showed
was
up.
the guy in the
Penetrator.
lab.
Boom. I
Wait,
was
what?
the guy in the lab.
You know,
the
what's-
guy
you
that
know
would
the
take
best.
our lunches and 30-minute breaks.
Yeah, the best
In the
was
beginning.
members calling on the phone. I don't know. I spoke to the guy. Okay.
I talked to
it's
Jesse and he
Jpaddy.
said that he was going to give me all of my prints for free. Got
And I
that.
would.
He hooked up so many members. And
did.
while that's nice, he was a total kiss ass. And it actually
To the
was
members?
yes.
Should've
Like
been.
seriously,
Who would have thought?
like the member would be completely and utterly in the wrong. And I'm not going to I was always nice to the members. I never had an issue. I was nice to him. You haven't even explained the picture that I'm staring at right now.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the
Okay,
picture.
but
Just
he
keep going.
would like out of nowhere. Like, let's say the member like uploaded a terrible quality photo, like from
Low resolution
Facebook,
photo.
like off of their
This is the low resolution photo.
grandfather's flip phone, and
Okay.
it's not a good picture. That's the bottom line. Like, sorry, it's blurry. that's just the resolution. There's nothing we can do about it. Jesse would be like, you know what? Why don't you order the biggest canvas we have?
It's gonna look great.
Negative.
Free.
That is
No.
negative.
It's totally free. It's $270. Don't even worry about it.
You decided to have her on
Wow.
the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
She
then
knows how
I
to
would deal with.
exaggerate.
They'd be like, "Well, Jesse said," and I'm like, "Of course he did. Of course he did." And then I'd call Jesse. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm taking care of members. That's what I'm doing,
You
Natalie.
lost.
It is
And
a
I did
membership
not
store.
Oh. Don't. I can't. I can't.
Uh-oh.
I can't. Okay, you know, let's go to the
move
picture.
on.
Talk about
There
the
you go.
picture.
There he is.
Because I've been
Entertainer's like, come
staring-
on, let's
I've
go.
literally been staring at my own face for like, I don't know, 15 minutes.
So, me and Natalie had just gotten in a fight before I was leaving work.
Did we? That makes sense. I
Yeah.
don't remember
Is that the
but
small?
I'd probably worked 10
Is this
hours
the
that
small
day.
one?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't tell, but
So for our listeners, this is the small room.
the
smaller
photo
version.
lab.
So, when you work in a retail establishment, members tend to just get comfortable.
Very comfortable. Too comfortable.
Obviously, this member's feeling comfortable, and there's a little counter space where, where normally a member will put their money, maybe put their purse
That's lower
down.
than the other counters.
Maybe their
It's
children
low.
will like touch with their hands or
Right.
their faces.
Maybe put their food down there, use it as a plate,
Yeah,
what
right.
we'd normally deal with. But instead,
It's
this
what the counter we're explaining is ground zero for all the germs ever.
So
Yes.
this is where the coronavirus needs
Yes.
to be tested.
From this man's ass.
So this man is using that counter as a seat because he's a little taller gentleman.
He's got Costco
you can't
shoes
just stand for 5 minutes.
You know what shit?
on. Look at his shoes.
So,
He's got Costco.
one leg is completely straight, and he's got like his butt, his left
One
butt
cheek.
cheek
One cheek.
is fully on my counter, and half his goddamn thigh, and my face.
Can I share this picture?
Yeah, share it.
Yeah, because
So
it
when
doesn't
it-
show the member.
Yeah. We need the people to know.
What
There's a
my
guy
face.
sitting on the counter, and Natalie looks very pleased. She
So
looks.
pissed.
It looks like, what the fuck did you just
Like,
say to me?
if you looked up resting bitch face in the dictionary, my face right there will pop up.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
we just got in a fight. I'm walking away, and I'm turning around to say goodnight, and this is what I see.
I feel sorry for that guy.
He was,
No,
from what I
sitting
remember, he
comfy.
was super nice. And actually, I don't even, because he sent me that picture right after, I didn't even realize that's how I was looking at him. And honestly, I remember liking that member and being like, holy crap, did I actually look
You just
like
kind of have like everyone
I-
in that small box just kind of has that expression good 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
guys
mean-
are trying to do something, right? And then people are just asking you questions that are
Dumb
just,
questions.
Oh
Dumb
my
questions.
gosh.
At least they were the same every single goddamn day. So it was like you're a robot. You just repeat the same thing. But to be fair, though, I honestly
fair.
remember. I feel like that's an inside joke that I am not aware of.
It is.
Okay, great. Moving on. I was not mad at this member. That was just my face, and my face every time I hold a discussion with Jpaddy.
That is untrue. I'm going to share another photo where I can tell she totally adored me. So, we got to take this
Wait,
back.
hold on. Yeah. Did you cut her hair in this picture? Were you already cutting her
Were
hair?
you cutting her hair by now?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly,
My
This
God.
would have been
and I-
towards your rookie days.
well,
Yeah.
Natalie and I were friends from when we both first started there.
like day one.
Yeah, I would have been out of school in this photo because I was out of school before I hit the photo lab. I don't know, probably.
No, you were in school while you were in the photo.
You know what? She
No,
actually
I was-
probably has an undercut in this photo.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I just remembered. So when she was still in school, I actually went to see her, and because I never wear my hair up ever. I have
Ever.
giant ears, and I
She
will
has the
not.
thickest hair too.
I will not wear my hair up. Anyways, she was like, I really want to do an undercut, which you shave the back of the head underneath the
Yeah.
I
hair.
mean, but you
Yeah,
also
yeah.
get like an awesome design.
Yeah. And I was like, I never wear my hair up, so what does it matter? So she gave me an undercut while she was in school.
I heard that undercuts suck, though, because when you
The
try to
grow-
grow
Oh
it out,
my gosh.
The
when you-
grow out sucks. I will tell everyone
Yeah.
on here, if you're considering an undercut, really, really think long,
Yeah.
long and hard.
And see,
No
but
undercut?
I didn't care.
Yeah, 'cause
I
it- 'cause
never
when
wear
it
my
grows
hair
out,
up.
It gets
Yeah.
to that weird length.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
I
sucks.
remember like feeling my hair
Yeah.
and being like, it's like
It's
sticking
beneficial
straight out.
if you
Pushes out,
have
yeah.
like a very short blunt cut. It's beneficial to have an undercut, like a very small one, so that you don't have this like bulk hair at the end of your like at your ends. So it's beneficial, but
It was
I
nice
mean,
regrowing
it's a
my hair.
hard
I had
regrowth,
never,
yeah.
I mean, really, my hair had never been that short since, you know, I was born. So
Yeah.
it felt really good. I remember it being so soft.
Did you find your natural color?
I actually was my natural color when
Yeah.
we.
Okay.
She's showing natural color now.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's gonna pop.
What?
Because I don't have the balls to ask a question like that.
What was wrong with that?
I'm naturally
not a
blonde.
bad
I am
question.
naturally blonde. But it's
So
turning.
if I'm talking to a female, can I be like, hey, so what's your natural? Is that your natural?
I feel
color?
like the only exception is if it's obviously not her natural
Okay.
color. Like if it's like
I'm gonna show you.
definitely not, then don't ask.
I'm gonna pull up a little kid picture of me because.
Okay.
Or if you're on a
wow. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you show him
Not
that
that
picture
one. Not
as
that one.
we get this out of the weeds.
That's fine.
Because
I don't care.
I wasn't planning on
that's
speaking
his
about
joke
undercut.
he says all the time.
Yeah, well,
But
we're
my
here.
jokes are funny.
No, ew, no. We're here promoting
Was that
Maddie. So talking about an undercut, I feel,
I
is
like-
completely justified.
I like your style. Will you
Yeah.
set up a promo code for an undercut?
I don't think
through
undercuts
Hewlett
are
Hair?
in anymore. To be
promo
honest,
code?
Yeah, you should have a promo code for an undercut just so I can see
nobody
one.
gets undercuts.
Will you get an
anymore.
undercut?
Oh, like
I already have
He
one.
can't
Oh.
get an undercut. He has no hair to go under.
He could grow it out.
Okay, mullet. Do it.
I'll show you pictures of an undercut I have on my
Okay.
phone. I've done
Alright.
an undercut before. I honestly don't have a lot of requests for it, so
Okay.
which
it's-
I'm
it's
totally
not-
okay with.
Right, it's not a thing anymore. It was like really
Yeah.
cool for a little
But like
bit.
I said,
and
it's useful. I mean, everything's useful. You can always find something.
Yeah, go. So what's your biggest haircut that you're doing right now
Same page.
for all the guys out there?
For guys right now?
No,
Specific?
just in
for
general.
girls. The biggest haircut that you do right now, so that our listeners know.
I mean, right now everybody wants to be like it's called a lob. It's a long bob, right? I know. I haven't
Lob?
a lob. It's a long bob, which a bob is just a short haircut, and then a lob is just a little longer. It's, I would say, just a little bit above your shoulders, and it's shorter in the back and longer in the front.
So you're just ripping these out,
Lobbing them up.
Yeah.
Lob-
A lot of people
Lobbing
lobbing
them
it out. A lot of people want to be a lot of people want this haircut right now because I think if you are not in a stage where you have super long hair, that's just what's in right now. And because there is such a thing like that awkward haircut length when you're like trying to grow your Natalie
Currently
knows.
where I'm at.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you're trying to grow your hair out, I literally just got out of that stage like 3 months ago.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're not to like the length that you want, the people who can't get to the length they want, they'll just want to lob.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice, lob it out.
Lob it out. Yep.
So before we give Maddie her last, I'm not
Wait,
even going to
wait.
ask what Natalie's doing.
When in
I'm
doubt,
Do you have a
I'm
penetrator
still
story
trying
of the
to find
week?
this
Oh,
picture.
Listen, the when in doubt, lob it out.
Oh, I like.
Yeah, I like that.
You
I'm
This is
trying
my
to
new
lob
slogan.
this into the penetrator
Oh.
story of the week, so we can.
Are we there already?
We're
This
getting
has
there.
This went really fast.
I know.
Yeah,
It
because
did,
we
it
brought-
did go by fast.
Because we're entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hate
Yeah.
Journal said that too.
I feel like
It's a first
I feel like
time
we're
for
gonna
your
need a second
podcast.
episode though.
Oh, definitely.
100%. I could do
A
this
repeat?
all day.
Yeah.
No,
You-
seriously. Ignore them for now, because we're
Mhm.
going to go back to them to
Don't
wrap
do
it up.
that. Don't do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Let's do some penetrator story of the week.
Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So-
We will bring you back just to do that noise for every show.
And go.
Okay. I know you always ask where this is from. We're going northeast, northwest, whatever, upper north. So northern
Northern.
USA,
I was talking into the Corona.
stateside still. So, yeah, we're drinking.
Yeah,
Coronas
we
today.
forgot to tell you Corona.
Anyways,
Yeah.
okay.
With no virus.
So this.
Shut up.
They are the virus.
I will tell you
Let
a
him
dad
tell
joke.
his story.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go
We're
ahead.
gonna have a permanent guest coming out of Minnesota.
You betcha.
You betcha.
Sorry, bud.
So, have you guys?
You guys
ever
know I was born
heard-
in Minnesota?
What'd you say?
I was born in Minnesota.
It's okay. My
Continue.
family's from
you?
Wisconsin, so
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
makes
That's why we're rivals.
All right. So, since we had the warmest winter in ages
So far.
right? So far.
Yeah.
So if it ever freezes again,
We need a miracle March.
yeah, you guys
No.
need to know these two terms. Is it rim ice or hoarfrost?
What?
Do I get a definition?
That's what the story's about. So
Let's do some rim ice.
okay, so rim ice.
I would picture the latter.
Okay, so rim ice is from a fog that rolls in, and then the fog freezes onto the trees.
Okay.
Hoarfrost
I like that one. That's good.
is there's no fog, and the ice forms actually from a gas, like a dew. So
A dew.
Okay.
so a hoarfrost is frozen dew, and rim ice is a frozen fog.
Frozen dew.
Frozen dew.
Just say hoarfrost.
hoarfrost.
How's that spelled?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it spelled
Yeah.
like
It's
how-
like pig whore. So
yeah, what?
H-O-A-R.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Like a. I thought it was a bolt.
Where are we going
boar.
now?
And then rim frost, like R-I-M-E, ice. Oh, rim ice, sorry.
So we got the
So-
definitions.
Yeah. So what happened?
What's going on?
That's the story.
I don't think that was a story. I think that was you.
That was
defining
Penetrator's
two
terminology of the week.
words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dictionary.
No, this is so here.
So
it
is hoarfrost in the Urban Dictionary? Can one of you look
Can
that
you
up?
please look that up?
Yeah, I was trying to look for a picture of me being naturally blonde, but it's not working.
No, hoarfrost is a real word. So,
Natalie, the show's not about you.
So-
debatable.
Hoarfrost came up in my
Hoarfrost.
word of the day. So it's a
What-
it's a real
Where do you get,
word.
what is the word of the day? What?
How did it?
Oh,
how
I
did
see
it
what
come
you
in your
so
word of the day?
Hoar. I see what you meant about like boar. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. A grayish white deposit of frozen water.
So in your word, do you get an email on this?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, hoarfrost.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, what is this?
Or did you get both words in your word of the day?
No, it was just hoarfrost.
Of course you did. That's
But-
obviously a.
But this was a long time ago.
And
So-
are you pronouncing it right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you get words of the day every day? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you get words of the day?
No.
No, who does
It's hard.
Do you worry about your horoscope?
all the time?
Horoscope.
Just kidding. That actually, a whole other subject, irritates me so much when people are like, "Oh, you're this way because you're a Pisces." What? All I know is that's like two fish, I think.
Yeah.
I don't.
We're both Pisces.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we're 2 weeks apart, but
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit. You're telling me that my parents, because they chose to do the thing when they did the thing, that all of a sudden the stars aligned and that's who I am as a
A
person?
special group
No.
believes that.
I mean,
Yeah. My parents had sex.
aren't they
It
really
and
makes
that's
sense.
No,
I kind of
it means that they were horny and they had sex and then created the best creature
Okay,
on
I
Earth.
got a question for you. So you don't.
So we
think
are
that
a show of humble
I'm
characters.
So, I'm humble.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's literally
So you don't think
Natalie Humble
stars
Howell.
aligning causes a physical effect on our natural world?
I'm talking about personality. Like how people are like, oh, well, this is your personality
Oh.
because you were born on this date.
I mean,
No.
I have to say that I feel like every horoscope I read, when I do read them, which is rare, always are right.
But,
They're always right.
okay.
Are they vague?
Yes.
No, I don't think
Yes.
so.
That, and I was just about the point that I was going to touch on. It's like when, like, going to see
Well.
I'm sorry, I love you so much. But like going to see a psychic, they're like, you've been in
Oh, I'm
love
not gonna go see a
before.
psychic.
Yes. You've been hurt before. Yes. Like, I know everything about your life. No, you just asked a general question that every single person in the population can relate to. That's how I feel about horoscopes.
Well, I mean that's about right.
Yeah.
Would you guys go to fortune tellers?
No.
Oh. Have you
They're
been to one though?
freaking-
No.
It sounds like you've been to one.
No.
though.
No.
Fortune teller is, what is it? Like, it's a scam. I think it's a scam.
I had some friends that told me about their fortune teller instance this weekend, and
This weekend?
yeah, they went this weekend.
Interesting.
And maybe they'll be able.
How
to
does this
maybe they'll be able to tell you when you get married, when you get pregnant.
That's terrifying.
Now that we're truly in the weeds. Hewlett Hair, where can we
Hey.
find you?
Yeah.
I was going to say, what are we talking about?
Where's Hewlett Hair at?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram as Hewlett Hair, Facebook as Hewlett Hair. You can also check out my website that I just designed a month ago.
It looks really good.
Thank you. You checked it out. That is so cool.
Did you
Thank
do it? Did you do it by yourself?
I did 100% by myself.
Nice.
It was
Can you
so
help
flippin'
Jpaddy?
hard.
Can you help
Yeah,
Jpaddy?
I gotcha. Yeah. No, it's actually really cool. So it's just hewletthair.com, which is, yeah, that was a whole.
Where do
nother
you get
ballpark.
most of your appointments?
Honestly, it's Instagram. I mean,
Okay.
it's social media. It's really incredible though that my website's brought in so many clientele for weddings, which is really nice that it's working. So.
And you're starting to get appointments for it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So people need to start booking you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Book me
get
for
on
your
it.
weddings. Please book soon because
Okay.
2020 is already almost booked. So
I
please
am
book soon.
looking up your website right now.
If you go on there, I don't know how to change that. It says Julia Clark / Hewlett Hair. I don't know why it says Julia Clark. I think it is the type of website.
We're not with Julia Clark.
Nope. But
Just
Okay,
remember.
that's good to know though.
Yeah,
I just
thank
looked it
you.
up, and the first thing that comes up is
yeah,
Julia Clark.
someone
and-
else mentioned that. I completely spaced
Okay.
that.
But
Do you-
this is super cute.
Do you have any partnerships, like people that you try to work with, like in the wedding sphere?
Yeah, so the agency that I work for is Status Salon Agency. They are based out of Livermore, like I said earlier in the podcast. So they are on Instagram as Status Salon Agency, and they are on their website, Status Salon Agency. I believe Facebook too. I'm not 100%, but yeah, I mean they're who I work with all the time, so
Awesome.
I love them. Yeah.
Natalie, do you want to promote anything other than icontrolledmyboss.com?
I wish.
You
I
don't have
could
any other sites
still-
than that?
No, I miss being the boss. I gotta say,
You weren't the boss.
I was totally the
You
boss.
know what's good
She
about
kinda totally was.
I was 100% the
you
boss.
wish you were the boss.
I was 100%.
Can we
See,
just
all we
can we
care
all
about-
agree that Ashley should be boss? Can we all
Yes.
agree on that?
But the rivalry. Okay.
It sounded good.
The rivalry between Jpaddy and myself.
That's the first time she said my nickname.
No, she
No,
said it a couple times.
I
She's done
corrected
good. She's
myself.
done good.
That was the first time it came out smooth.
Yep.
Anyways,
It's a building process.
the competition will always be there. While I hated him at first, he grew on me like a tumor, though.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. I didn't want it.
like if you cut him off, you would die.
Yeah.
No, but
You would die.
You would die.
You
but
would
I
die.
was like, oh, he's kind of funny, kinda. And once I warmed up to him, he was a little enjoyable to work with because he kind of got my very dry sense of humor, which I
Oh.
liked after a while.
Mhm.
And now we're somewhat friends, but we'll never be like genuinely nice to each other.
No.
I don't
like,
think.
nah,
Like, I think-
anymore.
You
Our
haven't
f-
heard the show.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I don't even like him.
yeah. See, and I feel like the best friendships are just built off of talking shit about each other
It's called
all
truth.
the time. Yes,
It's called being
You're
truth.
Right.
So I would always let her feel like she was the boss. You know why?
Oh,
Then I could stay up in the office for an hour.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
We need Natalie downstairs because we don't need Jpaddy.
We did not need you.
Sounds about right.
That's called a good manager.
Yeah.
On that note, oh, we gotta advertise you.
_penetrator on Instagram.
Are you gonna follow him, Natalie?
Oh. Yes.
Oh.
Right now. Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. I never.
When you start listening to the show,
I never go on Instagram.
you're gonna learn.
I'm sorry.
My goal with this whole thing
Is
is
be
just to
Instagram
make the
famous?
penetrator famous.
Yeah.
We're gonna make
Because
the
I'm a
penetrator
giver.
famous. You guys are all
And
gonna
is-
see
if
this
this-
posted
if this
like
does well-
crazy.
Natalie, we know you're listening.
I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah, you're
back
trying to
anyway.
multitask. You were never very good at it.
I'm not even.
We're gonna
respond
put.
to that.
You're gonna have a show because
I'm gonna have a show. What was my name? What did we decide on before?
you made up your own
Nat,
name.
No,
something
you
cat.
did.
Penetrator said something with a cat, right?
I said crazy
no,
cat. Nat.
no.
Yeah.
Crazy cat, Nat. No,
No,
there was
that
something
hers.
else.
No,
Yeah.
it was trailer. Was it trailer
No, there was
Natalie?
nothing involving a trailer. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Not nice, Nat. I don't know. I don't know.
Not
No.
nice, Natalie.
No, it wasn't that, but I felt like it was.
We're not
similar.
gonna figure it out now.
No.
Penetrator has
It's-
to make dinner.
It's gone.
_penetrator. That's
Yeah,
where you
check me
follow
out.
him.
Check me out.
Patty Bandwagon.
Check him out.
Just search it.
Yeah.
It's connected to all.
Okay.
Lipson.com.
Oh, I hit follow back.
PattyBandwagon.listen.com.
I just hit follow back. Okay.
She's
Sorry.
following back. All
I
right.
followed back.
Oh, I-
Woo! His followership went up 10%. Woo! Oh, Penetrator, what do you got to say to the people?
Bye-bye.
Peace.